Hello, Graphics Level 1. This is Mr. Radford from Walnut Grove Secondary. I'm going to take you through a little bit about our first at-home project that we are doing because of the coronavirus. So we're going to post it shortly, and you will see it whether your teacher is myself, Mr. Martins, or Mr. Griesbeck. But essentially, we are going to get you guys to design a t-shirt for us. So when we break down this assignment, there's going to be three parts to it. There's going to be the design board, which is kind of like idea generation and just kind of throwing some ideas out there. There's the actual shirt design, and then there's the mock-up. Now, there are going to be some adaptations for people who may not have access to certain programs or technology at home, so I'll briefly talk about that. The big thing to take away from this, though, is if you have any questions, and you're going to have questions because this is a whole new world that we're kind of teaching and learning in right now, don't be afraid to hop onto your team for Microsoft Teams and ask questions of your teachers or join them in their office hours. So let's start with the design board. Now, this right here is actually just the sample assignment that you're going to see. And this is a design board that Mr. Griesbeck put together. And like I said before, a design board is really just ideas. It's a spot that you can take all of your kind of ideas and get images off the internet and kind of help mold what you want to do with your actual design. So from here, what I would do is I would actually create this in Microsoft Office 365. So I'm going to go to my Office 365 using my langleyschools.ca email, and I'm just going to make a new PowerPoint. And I'll just go up here to make a new blank presentation, and this will automatically save in your OneDrive, and you can send it to us after. And basically, I'm just going to call this my design board. And you could call it my inspiration board or whatever. And from here, really what you're going to do is you're just going to start getting ideas. So maybe you're looking for like funny computer t-shirts to get an idea here, right? And you start looking through here in Google Images, and if you see something you like this for all you future coders out there, maybe you copy that and paste it in there. And it's literally that easy, right? So maybe you decide, oh, you know what, I want to start doing more something like a computer nerd. And you see these are more photos, which aren't going to work. So ideas for logos. And maybe you start seeing some stuff like this and you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. Maybe I want to go with something like this. And so just take it. Now, as you start putting together your design board, you do not have to use them all. This is literally an area that you can just organize all your thoughts. It's kind of like a digital brainstorming. We want to see your design board when it's done. So please, take as many as you want. I mean, maybe between 5 and 20 different images, scatter them onto one slide, and then that's going to serve as your kind of inspiration. Now, from there, we need to get into the shirt design itself. Now, this is where things are potentially going to get a little trickier because we have to figure out how you're going to design it. Now, in our class, we have already used CorelDRAW. So you guys are very familiar with CorelDRAW. You know how to use text and shapes and vectoring and all that stuff. The best way to create a t-shirt is in a vector program like CorelDRAW. However, we understand you may not have it at home. If you're really interested, you can get a free 30-day trial, and you can just do all your work in that. Now, you also could use a program called Adobe Illustrator. Some of you may have experience with that. This is another vector-based program that you can design your shirt in. Or if you want a completely free version, there's actually something called Inkscape online, and you can just do a Google search for that. Oh, I'll get rid of that B. Okay, so if you do a search for Inkscape, this is a completely free vector imaging program that would also be used for making shirts. So that's one side of it. You could use a vector program, which is, again, the proper way to do shirts. But if you don't have it, let's look at other options. If you have any experience using Photoshop, you can definitely use Photoshop. It's going to work really, really well. If you don't have Photoshop, there is a free program called GIMP out there, which is an open source Photoshop alternative, completely free, and it works just like Photoshop. There's a lot of other programs out there. You know, there's one called Pixlr, which is a web-based program you can use, or maybe you can find a design program that works on your tablet or even your phone. We're not going to be fussy about how you put this together. In fact, at a worst case scenario, let's say you don't have access to any technology for this program or for this assignment, you can then actually just use a pen and paper. Now, we are asking that if you do that, the final version is completely colorized, so you're going to have to color it in and stuff. But for some of you, if that's going to be the option you want to go down the road for, absolutely. And when it's all done, you're just actually going to take a picture of it and post that as part of your assignment. Okay, so those are the programs. Now, there are going to be some things you don't know how to do in the program. You can ask us, send us messages, come to our open office hours, or just use YouTube and Google to find other people that are trying to do the same technique. And there's probably lots of tutorials out there that can teach you it. Okay, so that's the actual design part, and that's going to take the bulk of your time. We want you to do at least 2 different designs. Some could be simple, some could be much more complex. Some might be as simple as just some text, but other ones might have logos. It might have a cool scene. It might have something really kind of, funny and quirky like a meme. It's whatever you want, whatever you think would make a good t-shirt. The last part that we want you to do is what's called a mock-up. And a mock-up is basically going to it's going to show somebody what you think the final version would look like. So let's just say, for example, that this is the image that I came up with. Okay, I have this I Heart Nerds image, and then I'm going to put hashtag WGSS computers. Let's say that's the shirt. I'm loving it. I think it's going to be great. Well, from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a blank t-shirt. So I'm just going to search for, blank shirt. And I think that shirt would look good if it was, maybe all the computer guys are going to wear these orange shirts. So I'm just going to find an actual photo of a shirt. Now, I might like it when someone's wearing it, or I might just have it as if it's, taken on a white background. But let's just, take this one right here. So I'm going to save this image right here. And I'll just save it onto my desktop. Oh, if it's a WebP file, you may come into a few issues with it. So in this case, that is a WebP. So I'm actually just going to do the snipping tool here and grab that. Okay, from here, I'm going to dump this into Photoshop here. And I'll make a new document that's, say, 1500 by 1500. You want to make it nice high resolution if it's a Photoshop document. And from here, I'm just going to take what I've done. And I know I'm doing this quickly, but this is just to kind of show you the idea here. And I'm going to place it like this. Now, the first thing I can see on that mock-up is that now that I've done that, maybe I'll rotate it a bit, that green is a terrible life choice. That green on orange is not looking very nice at all. So I'm going to have to go back and change that. And I might not have known that if I didn't do my mock-up. So part of the shirt design is to say, I think this should be on this color of a shirt. Okay, when you're all done, you're going to go to your assignments section in Teams, and you are going to upload, ideally in a PDF, but you can also send us JPEGs. You are going to send us all 3 parts of your assignment. Okay, and once again, that's going to be your design board, your actual shirt designs, however many you want to do, and any of the mock-ups that you've made as well. Okay, we're really excited to see what you guys can put together. We think this should take approximately 2 to 3 hours, which is going to make up the classwork for the next 2 weeks. If you have any questions, once again, just fire any of us computer teachers a question and we'll be happy to help you out.